Welcome back, Planewalkers, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance talks to Death, Rhal receives a gift from Death, and Zaltanna meets Death Metal. Whilst walking on the stalking, the group learned many things. The location of their lost companion, that not all spectres are the same, and about the original components of magic. Back in the world of the living, they make new plans to focus on fulfilling Zaltanna's divine quest. Will returning to Dark Hammer exacerbate Zaltanna's double ones problem? Will Bogren's plan to lure Dacian work? And what does the cult of the broken-hearted have to do with Rhal? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die.
Are you hoping to get 8 hours sleep, or are you just going to take a short rest?
If I'm being...
Because you can recuperate your hit points with a short rest and all your key points with a short rest.
Yeah, if I'm being allowed to, like, sleep and take it easy, he'll do that until he, like, naturally wakes up. I'm not going to, like, set an alarm or anything, you know?
No. He chills enough that we'll go with that. Taylor tucks you in. She gives you the fluffiest of blankets. She gives you more blankets than you actually probably are going to need. She gives you a little towel you can have next to your face so you don't, like, you know, it kind of all gets absorbed rather than it being laying on your pillow. She's adorable. There's no way around this. You even see Mama Dathradir looking over, like, adoringly at the way Taylor is looking after you. Sleep does come, however. It's painful. It's unpleasant. You don't have a very comfortable sleep. However, during strange visions, strange dreams of watching other Dragonborn go through similar processes, you feel a slight tug at the back of your navel. Like, this isn't a dream pain. This is real. And you're kind of brought through a weird haze of seeing various, like, Dragonborns in the throes of death in the children's ward in the hospital wing. And you find yourself standing in the stalking plane. And your spectre is standing in front of you, looking furtively around. If anything, you are probably in the smallest, tiniest room in the stalking that you think you've ever experienced.
You've been pulled into a closet in the stalking.
Yes. If they had offices and paperwork.
The broom closet.
You're in the broom closet, yeah. The closet no one ever goes to. It's where all the spectres, like, smoke out the window, just hoping they don't set the fire alarm off. Like, you know. You've been pulled into a very small,
the
undecorated.
Cameras can't see here. It's
possibly
cool.
they can. You don't know, but this is a very small, tiny room. You get the feeling you're awake, but you have only really just woken up and you're hoping to sleep for a few hours. But the spectre is standing in front of you.
Spectre?
You're not doing so good, are you?
No. What else is new?
I'm in a bit of trouble, but it's okay.
I heard. I told
knew
them
you
that
were
I was
gonna-
maybe a special case. I seemed...
You are now.
I didn't think you were doing anything wrong.
I'm not supposed to be helping the living, Rhal. We're supposed to just ferry you between one existence and the other. I've been promoted because you're different. And I have to keep an eye on you. And I'm now responsible for your... well, when you get there, I'll talk to you about it. But, I have a gift. I heard the dragon say he could probably heal you.
That's not a cure, though. It's sacrifice.
Are you saying you wouldn't accept it?
I don't know. It doesn't help everyone else. This doesn't solve the problem of the sickness. Why do I get to live and everyone else doesn't?
He shrugs.
It's a question philosophers, spectres, mortals, gods.
I don't like it.
Everybody asks. I have a gift for you to get you to at least the point that maybe you'll at least have the chance to say yes or no.
It's not going to get you in trouble, is it?
I have different powers now. I've been forcefully promoted. Yeah.
Sorry, I guess?
Promotion means that I have to do this job longer, rather than getting to move on to whatever spectres move on to.
How much longer? What do they mean?
We're each responsible for certain lives on the balance sheet, I guess. Making sure they pass through this realm safely, get to where they're supposed to go. We have a certain amount of time, and then we get to move on to whatever spectres move on to. I just have to do the job a little bit longer because I'm promoted. Yeah, but at least I'm not Marnak's spectre. They've been waiting for Marnak to die for 5,000 years. Explains why she's so angry.
If you can think of any way for me to help you, just let me know.
You're the first mortal friend I think I've ever had, Rhal.
What's your name? You have names.
In my mortal life, they called me Zarathos.
Zarathos.
I have a gift for you, but it's not necessarily without strings attached.
Sure.
Well, when you die, when you make that choice with Urunra as to whether you're gonna accept the cure or try and live without it, I might be able to give you another choice. But I want you to choose life, Rhal. I want you to live while you can. Death is permanent. In most cases, it's permanent.
And he kind of smiles.
And if you're ever to get Ama back, I think she'd prefer that you were alive too.
He puts his hand on your shoulder, and you feel something unusual in this place. You feel a warm weight sitting on your shoulder. But if you turn your head, you can't see what's there. You just know there is something. And he says,
When you make your choice, if you choose not to accept Urunra's offer, I might be able to make you another. This companion of yours now,
and he smiles.
they'll let me know. But they'll be able to help you with the pain. At least for a little while.
You hear a kind of really odd, kind of like screeching sound.
Yeah, Rhal's standing very still because something's on his shoulder.
off in the distance, you hear a weird kind of like echoey kind of noise. And the spectre looks around and is like,
I think you should probably go.
and with that, you fall back into some bizarre, weird dream state again. No matter how much anyone shakes you, no matter how much anyone tries to wake you, no matter how much the panicked cries of children and women and full-grown men screaming at the sight they are seeing, it doesn't wake you up. For 4 solid hours, you cannot be awoken. You open your eyes, and you can see yourself lying on a bed. You look uncomfortable. You look like you're in pain. It's probably the first time you've ever seen yourself sleep. Now you know why the people around you look concerned. You see Talus reading a book at the end of the bed, writing some notes, drawing pictures. You see Mum Dathradir sitting at the side talking to Talus about things. You see all the other races of Kino, the army of Savras, wandering around and talking. You kind of like ruffle your shoulders a bit and you feel wings. You kind of look down at yourself and you realize that you're a dark creature. You have claws. You have 4 legs. You have a tail. You have wings. You have, well, they're not exactly teeth, but you think if you pulled in a certain way and you experiment, and there they are, they're sharp teeth. You're feeling and seeing everything that your new companion is. To Talus, who is sitting at the end of the bed, she looks up and screams as a very small, miniature-looking dragon is sitting on your pillow. Big yellow eyes, black scales, dark wings. Wings are kind of more like there's an absence of light than it is black. And it's very obvious where the skeletal parts of this dragon is. And that's where I'm going to leave you for 4 hours. On the meta point, at level 10, Rhal is supposed to have immunity to poison and disease.
But that's lame.
Neil decided he didn't want that. He wanted something else instead. And we both agreed it made more sense for this to happen. So in case anyone shouts at us, monks are supposed to be immune to this, this, and this, Rhal has a dragon pen. Kind of, sort of, with attachment strings.
I have a warlock-ish companion.
Yes. You have an ish companion, and he handed me a wonderful piece of story and plot, and I'm running with it. So, yeah, there you go. I now need to write down the name of it.
I'll probably be scared of that.
You feel a very deep connection to this. I don't think scared is how he's going to feel. Yes, you're experiencing life through your small dragonborn pet right now. Your small dragon pet right now.
And there's no pain.
Dragonling.
Is it Draconic Princess
No
Boo?
Yes.
Is it fluffy?
It's more toothless. No, it's more toothless.
Can it be fluffy?
Your dragon. No.
Can it be a hair
I'm
dragon?
not giving you a fluffy dragon. No, I refuse to mix fur and scales.
Sounds very cute, though.
No, actually, that sounds kind of nasty as fuck.
I'm giving you a no. Like, this is one of the few times, Neil, I'm giving you a hard no.
I didn't even...
And it's on the aesthetics of your completely irrelevant pet. No.
Like, I'm just imagining what a bearded dragon would feel like petting it if it had fur as well, and it's just a disgusting concept to me.
Super weird.
No, it doesn't have scales and fur.
Okay.
Just a dragon-shaped cat, basically. It's what...
All right. So that's Rhal's strangeness dealt with. Let's move over to Balance.
Hi.
Balance. You said you wanted conversations.
Right. Before that, Balance is going to spend his 7 psi points to get rid of the bullshit charisma thing that's fucking him over right now.
What bullshit charisma thing?
The -1 charisma he has right now because he got hit with the ugly stick again.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because I have an ability called Restore Vigor that lets me get rid of that BS.
Yes.
So I remove that.
Sure. Please spend your psi points before traveling to the Darkhammer stronghold.
I do. I spend my 7 psi points.
He wants to look beautiful.
For the record, V, I still have more psi points now than I did when we didn't level up.
That is true. That is true. You still have a lot of psi points because you leveled. I hate this so much. Okay. Right. Yes, you may do that.
All right. I'm going topside.
Concentrate. You make yourself sorted out, and you're heading topside.
I look like my usual pretty self.
So you look like balanced with white hair?
Yes.
Okay.
There was like a single hair out of place. That was the -1 charisma. He spent 7 psi points to fix the strain of hair.
No, I can't deal with this. I need you to make a perception check for me, please.
Perception check.
Yes, please.
What is that? Okay. That's a 7.
Good to know. You head topside. Are you asking for a local friendly Witcher Society witch to send you up there?
I'm looking for somebody capable of sending me topside, since I assume that the portal is no longer a thing.
The rune on the ground, it's still there. It's still functional. There would be some people down here because a Demi could easily send you up. It wouldn't be a problem. Just expending some spell slot. That's fine. She stands back. She waves her hand. She kind of mutters something very low and kind of gives you half a smile. And the next moment you're aware, you are passing through the stalking in an upward motion. You don't see anything significant. And you find yourself standing in the little room in the society that had been set aside for this particular rune set. The thing you notice is the Witcher Society is super loud. There's a lot of hustle. There's a lot of bustle. There's a lot of people walking. There's a lot of people running even. There's shouts. There's calls. There's a lot of voices. They seem very busy.
I want to try to observe some of the people and see if I can ascertain what's happening.
Sure.
If it helps, I'll try to read auras as people pass as well. Try to pick up on the mood and tone.
Sure. Give us like a generic insight check. Without talking to anyone, this is what you'll pick up.
22.
Okay. Okay. The air is very tense. It's also fairly excited. A lot of people are confused about what's going on, but the news that Demi is no longer in charge and the drastic way that she was handed over her leadership and walked out, or the way that some people rumor she was thrown out for the things she had done in the GDC and the things she had stolen. There's a lot of talk. Some of it is good, praising Demi for the craziness of handling the oncoming apocalypse best she can. Some people are frowning at her non-methodical ways of doing things, her way of just being spontaneous and just getting things done rather than doing things by the book. There's a lot of talk about the upcoming moot, of potentially seeing Daichin there, of potentially seeing, I have her name. No, I don't have her name. Of potentially seeing the halfling woman who could potentially take over and is slated to being the new future of the Witcher Society, someone who is able to take leadership in the old style under duress. There is talk of an old human man potentially taking over. A lot of people are moving things from A to B, checking things, ensuring that things are here, the building is being put back together again. There's also talk about wild magic sorcerers and sorcerers in general, of them perhaps being pushed to one side. The future of discovering magic is great when there's no war. But right now, this is difficult. And a lot of those sorcerers, or those naturally inclined magicians, the mood you are getting from them is tense, uncomfortable. They don't know their future, especially because Demi was a human wild magic sorcerer plus. You do, however, in your looking around, spots one aura that you find very familiar.
Uh-oh.
They are walking around, giving directions and giving orders. They seem fairly chill about the way they give it, but they are brooking no argument in their style. Are you trying to hide your presence?
No.
All right. They look over and they say, What are you doing here?
I need to speak with someone.
Sure. Step into my office. And he points to a place behind the reception desk.
Okay, Balance steps in.
It's a really small, shitty room, not gonna lie. There's a table in there, there's 2 chairs, one of them is slightly broken, as if they couldn't even be bothered to cast any sort of mending on it.
Compliment his office.
That's the one. That's the one they indicate for you to sit at, as the receptionist sits down in the chair next to the table.
Okay, Balance sits down.
What do you want?
I need to speak with Dana. Sooner rather than later, please.
She's busy locating the children and whatnot. What do you want? Maybe I can help.
Whether you can help or whether you want to help are 2 different things.
True.
You're a very hard person to read, and I don't quite understand where you stand on all of this.
Shh. Try and live. So, phrase to me exactly what you want, and I'll either find you a wizard or a sorceress or a warlock, maybe even a bard, help you out with your problem. We'll set a fee. We'll get things done by the book. And yeah.
I need to speak with Dana, specifically.
About what?
Can I get a read on him?
Sure.
11.
What are you trying to find out?
Like, if it seems like he's out to get me, or if he just genuinely wants to, like, is he trying to genuinely just be an asshole, or is he actually trying to do his job?
You have a feeling it's probably a mixture of all the above.
Okay.
Because you only got 11.
As far as I understand it, she is a well-respected member of the community up here, and I wish to speak with her regarding the upcoming meetup that's going to be transpiring.
Mate, are you going to be part of the Witches Society then?
I'm not going to be joining. I'm not a spellcaster of that sort, as you're well aware.
True. What's your interest in it then?
The fate of the world? As per normal, it seems, with everything that I do here.
He raises an eyebrow, which clearly says, that one again, come on.
You know what we've been working on. You know everything that we've been doing. Do you not believe that we're working towards a proper goal? I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot. And I do apologize for that. I'm constantly trying to learn to be a better person, and I feel my friends have definitely helped me with that. But I do say this earnestly, I am trying to do the right thing here.
I'm trying to do right by the Witches Society. They reinstate in me to take care of this place while they find a new leader, while they find someone who can take over. I've not told them what's below as a bit of a favour to that could probably kill me. So, yeah. Just trying to do my job.
And I'm trying to do mine.
Eyes, magic, kind of thing. Yeah, I figured.
How about this? I need to speak with Dana And you obviously are not a huge fan of everything that I'm trying to do. Why don't I speak with her and you be present then? If you don't like something I'm saying, then you are free to chime in and interject your thoughts. But I do insist that I speak my mind to her.
Sure. You see his eyes roll in the back of his head for a minute. You see nothing but white. And then you hear a faint, like, tapping at the door. Doors are open, ajar anyway. And you see this slightly elderly human woman. She has long blonde hair that's tied back into a bun, apparently. She's wearing pale blue robes, and she has a little purple sash around her waist. And she pops her head in and she says, "Hello? What can I be doing for you? Master Trempel here says that you're looking for someone like me.
Balance
You might have the pleasure of speaking to."
Balance will stand up and hold a hand out to her and say, "It's a pleasure. My name is Balance. And he kind of smirks and says, Taylor's uncle of sorts, or at least that's what she likes to call me."
Oh, right. Yeah, she never stops talking about you. I had to tell her to stop talking about you and Auntie Anna and Uncle Rhal. She was kind of giving away things you shouldn't do.
I apologize.
Not your problem. Just joys of youth, etc. Pleasant young girl.
Well, she's wonderful and very intelligent.
Of course, but I get the feeling you're probably from his message. You're probably not here to talk about Taylor's education. I'd be talking to her dad about that, so.
Right. I wanted to speak with you about something else. Has she stepped in? The door is closed?
Oh, yeah, she stepped in, like she's pushed the door too. It's not exactly closed, but yeah.
Balance will just gesture. If you could shut the door, please.
No, one of those conversations, is it? She pushes it closed and she looks at Trempel, the receptionist, and he doesn't seem to be moved from his chair. So she just pushes all of his paperwork off the desk and sits on the edge.
Beautiful.
Right, now that that's dealt with, young boys, what can I be helping you with?
So I made an arrangement here so that he would be present to hear our conversation, so that if things go in a direction he's not a fan of, he's welcome to interject.
Well, he is in charge. He is supposed to make sure that all of his resources are acting as they're supposed to. I mean, if you're going to be hiring us, he's got to make sure it's been right purpose, getting paid, all that good stuff. Stuff Demi didn't care too much about. Bless her cotton socks.
The reason why I wish to speak with you is regarding this upcoming moot.
Right.
I've been told that I can trust you. That you're a good person at heart and that you would be most likely to be understanding of the things that are being dealt with right now.
Oh, I promise you only some of those things are lies.
I'm going to trust that they aren't, because what I'm going to tell you is of the utmost secrecy and importance regarding everything.
You can trust him. It's all about saving the world and stuff, so whatever. All right, carry on then, lad.
There is a temple underneath here, far beneath the earth, where we are attempting to assemble pieces to bring back a ancient hero who is supposed to, according to Savras, be able to stop this apocalypse from destroying everything we know. He's supposed to help us fight off this dark entity that's killing off gods one by one.
That sounds more like it. Stopping the apocalypse one person. I don't quite believe that. It's always a team. Anyway, carry on, kid.
There are many of us. We're attempting to bring back this ancient hero. However, there are obstacles in our path. Many of them. We've had a fair amount of success. But there's one thorn in our side that we need to deal with. That thorn is Dacian.
Dacian? Oh, he seemed like an interesting young chap when I met him.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Why do you think he's a thorn in your side? What is it he's done to you?
We have done extensive research, and through a lot of hardships and field work, I guess you could call it, we've learned that Dacian is actually the avatar of this dark entity.
The dark entity, the thing that keeps being seen in all the visions and whatnot.
The dark entity that's killing all of the gods one by one. That's one.
I don't... Okay, sorry. Don't mind an old lady's rambling. You think he's an avatar of the thing that's killing the gods?
Yes. I have a good source that has done a lot of research on avatars and their workings within the realm, and we are certain that he is this dark entity. We have a means of capturing him so that he can't interfere as we continue to try to stop this creature, this whatever this thing is. We have a way of just subduing the avatar. If we were to destroy the physical form, it would just return to the main host, and there could be a new avatar elsewhere that we would not be aware of then. The fact that we know this one is him means that we can stop it.
You can probably capture him.
Correct.
And hold him in place. It's probably, it's what webs of creation are very powerful things. They can hold things like gods and sentinels and other celestial beings outside of our own existences. It can hold them in place here.
You already know where I'm going with this.
Yes, but it doesn't stop that thing being in existence. Like, you may be able to capture him, but you won't be able to stop the blissful eclipse just because you've got a body inside of a net. I mean, it helps.
That's
it
what we're
leaves him
looking
a little
for.
bit more vulnerable.
I'm hoping that we can kind of... How do I explain this? I just want to make sure that we are not hindered when we do attempt to capture Dacian. And in fact, if we could have several powerful mages, such as yourself and many of you here in the Witcher Society, aid us in subduing this avatar, it would make it that much easier for us in the long run. We would be able to continue pursuing the remaining pieces that we need. It would make it so that when we do, in fact, bring forth this hero, that we can fight back without being concerned of there being this avatar to hinder our efforts as well. He has interfered already. He has done much. There are many wrong things he's done. If he were to get control of the Witcher Society especially, that would be the end of things. This many powerful mages at his command, we wouldn't stand a chance.
She shares a look with the receptionist. I need you to roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Sure. Since I was talking a lot, I would probably have my focus.
Yeah.
I just always have to clarify.
Yeah, yes, you do.
14.
It doesn't quite tally with what I know of Dacian, but I'm sort of inclined to go with you on it. I think you got my companion over here. Somewhat convinced. Bit of chaos. Yeah, problem. Never really liked Dacian anyway. It's a bit of a prick.
If only you knew the half of it.
Probably do. So what you want? In some sort of nutshell. You want help.
I would like
at the moot.
I would like help
if
at
he
the
goes
moot.
there.
Yes.
To capture him.
Correct.
With some sort of web. This web thing do the job? Oh yeah, it will hold him in place if he really is an avatar. Hold anyone in place, avatar, human, halfling, gnome, all sentient race, it'll do. I'm not convinced. I did like the guy and I think he's alright, but you're the boss, so...
If it's...
Alright.
If you wish to subject me to any sort of truth spell, I will submit myself to it. Anything that can convince you.
She reaches out and like puts a hand on your elbow, and she says, "No, you don't need to offer those sort of things, kid. I know how to spot a layer. Having a classroom full of 13 odd witches, wizards under the age of 8. So you've got nothing on them, kiddo. All right. I will speak to my people. I know a few people in command still. With your permission, Trempelala, I'll go and speak to them and see if we can get some people in place. I don't think you'll get the other two ones running for the moot. I don't think you'll get them inside. They are a little bit prickly. But we'll make sure that a couple of us in hand, but we'll need that web of creation in there. There's nothing we can do without it.
I have someone working on it.
We can find ways of sneaking you in as well. It may not be the ways you like, but we'll give it. How many of us are you expecting to take through? If it's just yourself, it's not a problem. We can't take Demi through. I don't know where she is these days, but...
Is anybody able to wield this web of creation?
It takes a little bit of magic, eh? But just enough to utter a few words, throw it in the right direction, that sort of thing. It's mostly skill and throw-in, that's really it.
I get it. That's 2 answers that you just gave me. Which one is it? Because depending on what you say, I know 2 different people that are good for one of those positions.
If you contain a little bit of magic in your system, like most elves do, most fey creatures, gnomes, for example, you're able to throw it and it's not a problem. If not, you just got to say a couple of words to activate it. It's not very difficult. And of course, you've got to make sure you aim the net right. You can't just have any old lady like me throw it. I don't really have the strength to do it, and I don't really have the accuracy.
All right, so if Demi can't be the one to do it, then it would have to most likely be myself or Zaltanna.
Oh, it's just this Auntie Anna I've been hearing about.
Yes.
Of course.
Uncle Rhal would be the one with the good arm, but he doesn't possess any magical prowess. At least not in the traditional sort.
Well, so have you got this web of creation already? It's kind of moot without it.
It's being worked on right now. We are just waiting for the acquisition of some materials and the new moon.
Right, of course, yeah. Well, I'll be on my way. I'll get and talk to who I can and those people I trust, because, taking that lot to the moot, play me.
One last thing to mention as well, just as a side
Sure.
from as I was walking through the society here. When you talk to some of these people, just remind them that the sorcerers out there are people too. You've got a lot of people out there that seem very concerned for their future. This is not the time for people to be divisive.
No. And we're hoping the right person gets put in charge.
Let me know if there's
But
something I
there's
can
always
do to help.
backlash. Well, there's always backlash after a bit of a whirlwind like Demi's in charge. Always backlash. People get worried. Of course, the end of the world, right to be worried.
I understand how leadership works. I understand.
Blimey. I don't need you to tell me about that. All right, me anyway, slinger it. I'll summon someone down I trust, let you know what things are going on. Nah, come down. Demi's not there, is she?
Valence kind of gives like a crooked smile.
I'll send a note down. I don't need her to kill me.
That's fair.
All right. Slinger it, off you go.
Balance just, before he walks out, just holds a hand out to him and says, "Thank you."
It takes him a moment. He looks at your hand and he kind of looks at you. Dana has already gone. And he almost like a snap decision. He goes from pondering, questioning to just accepting. And he just takes your hand and a very hearty shake. He says, "Name's Trample. All right, get out. I've got things to do.
Balance leaves.
Okay. Zaltanna.
It's a me, Zaltanna.
What are you doing?
Gonna go talk to Benno, man. Benno.
You find Benno pacing up and down outside the temple room. He's kind of like walking and talking. There are a couple of there's a tabaxi and a turtle he seems to be having a very slow conversation with so that they can catch on to common and hear how it sounds. They're talking about tracking and he seems to be enjoying the ability to share his ranger skills with someone. He seems very happy.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I'm gonna be the one ruining his day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. So yeah, you find him pacing up and down. Yeah.
Benno.
Little sister, how are you? Did you get the thing you needed?
I forget what that is that he's talking
The
about.
chalice.
The thing
You're
you
getting the
did not
chalice.
get. I thought it was like a
The thing
different
you did
thing.
not
I
get.
thought that Zaltanna was supposed to be getting something else for a second. I'm like, oh shit, what did I do?
No.
It's complicated. Sort of. We don't have it right now, but we know where it is. I need to talk to you.
Of course. Would you excuse us? It takes them a moment, but they nod and in broken common they wish you the happiest of times for tomorrow and yesterday. And then they make their way towards the barracks to do whatever it is they're doing.
Benno,
What's wrong, little sister?
Well, I don't know how to say this, but I'm losing my magic because I've lost my faith.
Oh. What are you going to do?
Tia, I talked to Tia.
You spoke to Tia.
Yeah.
How did how did that happen?
Well, so I was like praying like normal,
Of course.
and he sort of grabbed me up to what would we call heaven?
The sentinel plane.
So heaven, in the sense that y'all would understand, it would be Cicero.
Yeah.
But where he took you to is where the gods reside, which is the Sentinel Plane.
Okay. And he took me to the Sentinel plane.
Oh.
And then
What was that like?
it was weird. There was a net with a lot of holes. And apparently Odette is like real close to becoming a god.
You see him like half smile at that. Yeah.
But apparently I can't become a paladin of Odette.
Why ever not? She's your wife.
Tia said she's the opposite of me and it wouldn't work.
So what are you going to do?
He told me, he gave me a quest.
God you no longer have as much faith in gave you a quest.
Yeah, I
You know
thought
you're
it
going
was
to go do it.
strange too, but I think that because I was such a good paladin for him for so long, was I a good paladin? Now I'm starting to second guess everything. Never mind. Anyway, because
He puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, "We were Tears irregulars for many years. We did a lot of good.
maybe because
Yes,
of
it
that.
was mostly a debt, but we did a lot of good."
Yeah, and she doesn't even follow him. Maybe because of that. Maybe because I was trying so hard to amend my ways before But I think he's trying to help me save my magic, and I think when I went to try to bring her back and she wouldn't come back, and she told me that I should try to become a god. And I'm not sure how, but I think I want to try. Is that like vain? I feel like that's vain.
I guess it's only vain if you think you should be a god.
I don't know if I
Why?
think I should be a god, but
Well, whatever this quest is, I think irrelevant of whichever god gave me a quest, I would probably do that quest. It is a god asking.
well, yeah, Tyr meant so much to me for so long, and I didn't want to lose my faith, but here I am, and
It happens, Zaltanna. Sometimes things happen and you may not necessarily just be losing your faith, but Tyr was your god for a long time and you put a lot of faith in him to make things right, to act as his... to act on his behalf on this planet. And when things go wrong, it's natural to question why he would allow that.
it could have been anything, and I wouldn't have questioned it, but the way she went,
I know.
I can't believe in justice anymore. I can't believe that if there was any natural justice in the world, that would have been allowed to happen.
I guess you just need to find whatever your path is now.
Yeah, well, regardless of what it is, I need to find a way to maintain some magic. Like, I'm concerned because I can fight okay without calling on Tia, but
Zaltanna, I know of barbarians who fight with magic. If anyone has the rage to be a barbarian, it's you.
maybe I should go look into doing that.
I think you're right to trust Tyr. I think he is trying to help you.
And I'll never
Maybe
see my
you'll-
dog again.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Maybe you'll find your magic. Maybe you'll become a goddess. Maybe you'll find that your path is, I don't know, sitting at home, knitting. I don't know.
What? No. Literally, what? Benno, do you even know me? my path is most likely
I'm saying,
dying in battle. That's what's gonna happen to me. And I met my Grim Reaper. I met my Spectre. She's got like a mohawk. She's freaking awesome.
I'm saying, Zaltanna, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll find your path, and I think he's trying to help you with that.
I think you're right.
He puts an arm around you, and he kind of looks between you and he looks between the temple, and he says, I don't know if I'm ready yet to see if she's there.
I don't think, I'm not sure she is yet, but also it's only been like a couple hours since I talked to him. So, but time moves differently on the Sentinel plane, so maybe. Oh shit, Benno.
Yeah.
When I was in the Gentleman's Dueling Club, I ran into Caldrain.
Oh, how is he?
The temple broke apart,
Not good then.
and they're looking for purpose. So I told them to come down here, and they said that they'd be my personal army, essentially. But I'm not sure if they're going to follow me anymore. So if they won't follow me, maybe they'll follow you.
You see him put a hand over his eyes, just trying to wrap his head around the chaos you just dumped onto him.
I told you I was about to ruin his day.
Yeah. He's having a good day so far. He says, how about we deal with that when they turn up?
Maybe by then I'll have magic again and I can like fake that I'm still a follower of Tia. That's not gonna work.
No, and I don't think you should do that. It's not a good thing to do.
Yeah. I'll probably be honest with them. I mean, Caldrain was so good to me when I was at the temple, and
it's good to all of us.
And if he decides that me no longer being a paladin of Tia is enough to not help with the apocalypse, then that's up to him, and that's his decision at the end of the day, and I can't manipulate that.
Okay. I think that's the right choice. Okay. Well, are they coming here to the temple, or are they?
Oh no, they're coming here. I told them how to get here. I warned them about the Savras people. I told them you'd be here at the temple itself down here. So,
are you not? Oh, of course you should go do your quest. I will greet them best I can, and I'll talk to Father Caldrain about what's going on, but I won't.
You don't tell.
I'll tell him not to let it go any further. I'll keep it as
on with me yet.
I would tell him that you're on a quest for Tyr, and that should hold back any questions for a while.
Hopefully, that will. I actually have one more thing I gotta. Benno, you're a really good brother, and I'm glad you're in my life. Just want to let you know that.
He gives you a hug, and he says, "My sister couldn't have found a better wife."
Now I'm crying.
That's a great time. Let's walk away from that scene.
Actually, Zaltanna actually has one more thing she wants to do, but it's not with Benno.
Okay. We'll cycle rounds. We'll cycle back round to Rhal, and then we'll cycle back round, and we'll get everyone back together after we've done one more little bit for each one. Rhal, your 4 hours are up, my man. Your connection with your little dragonling friends dissipates. It's quite a heavy rush back into pain as you come back into your body. Those few hours of pain relief were like a holiday, and now you're back to everyday work again, which is the pain of Rhal's existence, essentially. There's a Talus and a Caden looking concerned at the bottom of your bed. They've pulled like curtains around just to keep your strange dragon-looking companion out of everyone's view, so no one panics. Yeah, this is what you wake up to. Is there anything specific you would like Rhal to do, or anything you would like to go hunt down or question, or any of this good stuff? I want you to assume, and I want all of you to assume, you have one major action left in Falsam before I take you out.
I'm gonna give Caden a hug. And
he gives you a hug back.
I don't think I have anyone else to bother, because I know that, like, we've already been here longer than we anticipated because I needed a rest. So, yeah.
He sits down at the bottom of the bed with you, and he says, "You've looked better. What's going on with your dragon there? Your dragon companion dragonling companion is kind of curled up on your shoulder. No matter what movements you seem to make, it just seems to be happily settled there." Yeah.
Thank you, Spectre. I'll have to talk to you later. Um, it was a gift from Spectre.
A gift for what?
I had given him something. I don't know, Caden. It's kind of a new thing. It was a gift from Spectre. That's all I know.
So how are things? Is there anything I can do? Taylor says that you all think that there's a hidden room here somewhere.
There's supposed to be the cult of the brokenhearted know something about the thing here, I think, yes.
Right.
But until we know more information about either the room or get information from finding this cult, I don't know. I need to find the cult anyways, but it seems like we might have some kind of leads to follow for Maima's book that we've been having translated.
And is there a lead I could follow while you're off adventuring? I need to tell Lindgren something.
What is Lindgren doing?
He and the prisoners and the dub ones are rebuilding much of the town. He took a little damage during the defense here against the fake Misa apparently. So he's kind of turning a new leaf, but I've met with him, and he's basically still he puts his hands over Taylor's ears, but bit of a dick. So
of course. Well, if I need to talk to him, I will, and I can put on my scary face, or we have a bigger army than he has, double ones. So
you see him laugh and smile, and he says, "Okay, I'll make that clear. I would happily deliver that message."
Sure, tell him I said hi.
Okay, if there's nothing else you want to do in Falsam,
avoid the dragon.
good plan. You're nailing it.
Nailing it.
Roll a stealth check.
Nailed it.
I get advantage because I'm in bed under covers.
You pulled the cover over your head.
Yeah,
He'll never find you here.
It's a 24.
He walks
you
right
are sure
by.
with a certainty
Where is
that they
Rhal?
don't see.
He's not in his bed. It's just a comforter with a lump.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If there's nothing else you want to do here, then we can sideswipe across the times to balance. I'm feeling there's something else you wanted to do.
Yeah. So balance is gonna. How's he getting back down?
You'll have to ask someone to send you back down unless you want to walk.
You know what? He does want to walk.
Oh no.
Because
You want to walk through the town to the monastery, through the sewers.
well, that's probably going
Alright.
to take like what, an hour or two to walk that way.
Yeah, that's what you think. Yep. Okay, that can be done.
Well, because
Alright.
I'm thinking like that actually would be a good way for Balance to kind of just have the conversation he needs to, while also making progress. And walking is kind of a good way to clear his head. He's done it before, so it makes sense in my mind.
Okay. So you're leaving the Witcher Society, walking through town to the monastery. And then going from the monastery to the sewers and then through to the temple through there.
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to have like his hood up so that at least try to hide himself a little bit because he is aware that there may still be assassins out there.
In that case, I need you to take a stealth check.
7. I just pull my hood up.
You put your hood up, but after like 5 minutes of walking, the wind is a little bit too much and just keeps blowing your hood back. It's not a solid armor, dear. Okay.
That's fair.
We will have a small conversation and then it will be interrupted, so I apologize. I will try not to make it too dramatic.
That's okay. It can be fun.
Yep. Okay. As you leave the Witcher Society with the idea on your mind that you would like to talk to Marnak, Marnak brings it up. We need to talk. I have not been 100% honest about certain things, and I need to prepare you for walking into whatever you're about to face with your aunt.
All right.
I understand you have some questions first.
Tell me what you need to, and maybe it will answer some of my questions.
Over the last 50 years, I've watched your powers grow. I have monitored them, I've helped push you in the right direction, and you have done things I had never considered. We're also friends. And I have been struggling recently with that. Because some of it is based on a lie. Many people have promised to put my self back together, let alone have touched 4 of them. The night that I was ripped from Lizzie and put into you, I had a conversation with your aunt. But it wasn't with your aunt. Someone was using her to speak with me and offer me a deal. Keep you safe, keep you in one place, and they would manipulate the pieces to get all of my body back together again. And if I was to work with them, this dark force that was coming, I didn't know its name then, that they would use the power of many existences to bring my wife and my son back to life. I need you to understand, Balance. Lying to you has not been easy for me. But at the beginning, it was very easy. Because I would watch this world burn to hold my wife and hold my son again. But you and your friends have changed me. Seeing Lizzie again has changed me. This is bigger than one man seeing his family again. It's bigger than that. I think that the thing controlling your aunt, speaking through her, is like Berna. The odd things I've heard people say, the odd things that have been read, the odd comments Kythea has said. But most of all, I need you to know how sorry I am. But it's been 5,000 years, Balance. For me, even an elf's life is the snap of a finger. He doesn't say anything after this.
And then what, Monarch? What? For someone so smart, I did not think of anyone that you would be the one to make that kind of a stupid decision. And I mean that as the highest of compliments coming from me. You get your family back, and then what? There's no existence. There's nothing. You would have a family in an abyss of nothing. And there must have been part of you that thought of that.
We were offered the chance to join with it. 5,000 years of continued existence, Balance. Pain after pain, you are always going to see the ones you love again. You get to know that no matter what, they get to go to Cicero or Bellum. Even your friend Inverna, who we thought was lost. She gets to exist and see Talvin again one day. You will get to see Kythea when you both pass away. Eternity and a dark entity together is better than no existence at all. 5,000 years is a very long time, Balance. And I know what you're saying is right. There were a time when I thought that this would be easy to do to you, but it's wrong. So wrong. And I know everything they're offering is wrong. I know everything they're offering isn't right. I still needed it. I wanted it to be true.
A lot of me wants to continue berating, chastising, yelling, screaming. But I know it's not going to matter. Doesn't matter. The past is the past. The mistakes you've made, we have to deal with now.
We do have. I've had a lot of time to think about this. We are left with two things. Whoever is manipulating this is trying to get me on their side. So some of the pieces have been made easier to find. I think the chalice was one. But also, if Dacian is the one behind this, he thinks he has an ally. They think they have someone on their side. We could probably use that.
Now you're talking my language.
Like I said, I've had a long time to think about this. It's why I haven't said anything to you in a very long time.
And regarding the dragon?
My last interaction with the dragon killed my family. You'll forgive me if I feel a little uncomfortable around them.
Being uncomfortable and speaking honestly, are two very different things. You can be uncomfortable, but in the end, you have to be the one to talk to the dragon. You saw what my talking did. It bought us time.
I agree. But I didn't want this, what I had to say to you, to be revealed to you that way. You deserve to hear it from me, not forced from me.
Wonderful. Well, I guess when we have the other pieces, then we'll need to arrange speaking with. I believe Rhal said the dragon's name was Warunwa. I recall Rhal making mention of it.
Yeah, we will do that. I will do that. Balance, there is one other thing. When I am made whole again, I don't know what happens to you.
I had a suspicion that would be something that might come up.
Kythia mentioned that her sister had a similar presence. She might know. Or Lisbeth. Lizzie knows a great many things.
And she is still alive as well.
She is.
A little peculiar, but still alive.
She told me off for lying to you. She has a way of knowing things.
I think I need to learn how to do that next.
Don't we all? Okay. I'm going to bypass what I was going to do to you because this has been way too intense and I physically hurt.
There's one more thing that I
Okay.
did want to talk with Marnak for, real quick.
Sure, go for it.
So I assume we're probably getting close-ish.
Yeah. Say like you're in the sewer bit where it's kind of broken into where you guys first met the spiders.
Okay,
Like, you're
so
in that
Balance is
area.
kind of reminiscing as we're walking, like, that's where we did this and that, and this was the good old
Yeah,
days.
and that's when we met the rather peculiar orc and the orc children. That was
Yeah,
odd. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Balance is just going to say to Marnak, I had a question, actually.
Sure.
I was kind of curious. So you were able to unlock and teach me these abilities. If things were to work out, is it possible for myself to be able to teach others as well? This psionics is not something well known to the world, but it could be.
I have been in many hosts. Not all of them have had the talents or inclinations for being a psionic. Some of them have, but I haven't liked them, so I haven't spoken to them. But it's the same. Some people have the right ear and sense to play the harp or the piano. It's very possible to teach someone these skills.
I'll have to think on it more. Because seeing Talus the way she was and her skill with magic.
She is terrifyingly good. And I mean that in a good and bad way.
Right, that was kind of my thoughts as well. It just kind of inspired the thought of whether or not such a thing were feasible. I don't know that I would give it to her. I think she has her own path.
Yes. Whatever reason, the goddess of joy chose her.
Whatever reason. I think we know the reason. She's the epitome of it.
She is quite adorable. Okay. Cool beans.
One last cute thing. One last really cute thing. I promise. Like, we don't have to go into a whole thing of it, but as we're walking, Balance is going to use that as a transition point to soften Marnak up and be like, so tell me about them. Tell me about your family. Like, let's happy thoughts. Tell me the good times, sort of thing.
Yeah, he'll basically tell you the story of how he met his wife, of how he was like like an uncomfortable connection away from missing the birth of his son. Like, he's like, if things had gone wrong, like it was going wrong already, just like one extra thing and he would have missed it. Like, he tells you all these amazing stories of how he met them and the way they were, obviously tempered by age and love and stuff. But yeah, he spends time speaking to you about them, and yeah, his loss is, even during the happy his loss is very evident. It's painful, but yeah, he shares with you. You get the feeling now that he's not holding anything back at all. I'm so sorry, Arch. I've had to keep a check on when you've used your psychic ability to know whether people are telling the truth. I'm so sorry. I've had to check every time.
I know.
I'm so sorry about that.
Nope. I mean, it doesn't change anything. It just means that now, Balance gets to be the one
now
that does the
Balance
chastising
knows.
for once.
Yes. Yeah. Zaltanna, I think that there was a conversation with Cannonmorn you wanted to have before we wrapped. All right. Go forth. Where are you having this conversation?
I am going to go past. I'm going to go into Tyr's temple, because even though I'm not technically a disciple of Tyr anymore, technically I'm not his disciple in like literally any word.
Innate, but the temple still shows you Tyr, the same way that when Rhal and Balance go in their own, the same way that they go into the temple, their associate god is there. Like, Tyr is still there for you.
Well, is Balance's though, because isn't his Ogma, and Ogma's dead?
Mm-hmm.
Has he tried since Ogma has died?
No.
Dun dun dun.
That might be something to bring up with Balance, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that would be something that would occur to Zaltanna to ask about. But
If it occurred to you, then it would occur to Zaltanna.
It probably was
I think.
Zaltanna.
that is not true, because Zaltanna and I don't have, we don't think exactly the same way.
Don't you?
Anyway.
Zaltanna's just a part of you.
Either way, Zaltanna, yes, you are in Tyr's room.
Okay, so I'm in the temple. Is anyone else in there?
No, the door is closed when you go there.
God, okay,
yeah, so
I
there's
kind
no
of
one
wanted
else
to be in
there.
there alone. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go up, and I'm assuming there's like kind of like a meditation space without pews.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna take Cannonmorn out of my. I'm gonna assume that like as like kind of like since grabbing him would be habit, I've probably like kind of tied him down so that I won't like accidentally like pull him out, because
You go to put it on your. Oh yeah, I said I wouldn't do that.
You've got the zip tie on there.
I've got it. I've got that weapon piece tied so I can bring it to a Renaissance fair.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yes. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you can cut through the bindings and pull him out of the sheath. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna lay him down on my lap and kind of concentrate and be like, "Cal, you done eating yet?"
I'm still digesting.
God damn it!
Very much so.
I kind of need you back, buddy. I don't really have. I'm losing my magic because I stopped believing in my god.
That's a problem.
It's a really big problem.
Yes.
Is that it? Yes.
Yeah.
This god has made me very powerful again. I believe I could get us to the Sentinel plane.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Yes, but I will need to hold on to this God's magic. With it, I think I can get us anywhere in existence.
What? But you
This magic that I hold from the gods, so it taught me many things about creating planes, travel between planes, and about dreams. But with it, I can only do this once and still be able to return to the physical plane.
Okay, well, we're about to go to a mountain that a god told me to go to, so maybe there'll be more super powerful things for me to feed you and give you more magic.
That sounds acceptable.
Do you think that you could use your magic to get us somewhere if I don't know exactly where it is?
I could certainly try.
Would you be able to bring Balance and Rhal? Or would that use too much of your power?
Again, I think I could give it a try, but I cannot guarantee it. I could take you 100%, but the others, I cannot say.
Okay. Well, then let's not risk it, because I want to make sure that you keep as much of that magic as you need, because I think going to the Sentinel plane is going to be... Oh man, you missed. I went there.
You hear a horrible, sharp intake of breath, even though the sword can't breathe.
Hey, you know that thing you had to absorb a god soul to do?
Tia took me there for like 3 seconds, though. I didn't like get to go around or anything. He gave me a quest, and that's what we're doing. That's where we're going to the place that I'm going to get you more magic.
If you can get me more magic, I can probably do this more than once. The knowledge won't disappear.
Okay. Well, so the only thing I'm really gonna need is just to, fight with you again and feed you souls, basically.
I think I'm ready to take up the honor of fighting with you again.
Okay. Cool. And there might not be as much like smiting because of the whole no Tia thing. So we can still kill things, right?
Oh, yes.
Good. Okay. Zal and Cal back together again.
He doesn't dignify that with an answer, but you have the feeling there's a happy sword.
I can feel him nodding.
Yes. Okay, so Cannonmorn is basically the same soul level fed that he was previously.
Which
except that he has the ability to now take you from one plane of existence to another.
Oh, fucking sweet.
With the possibility of taking passengers. But I do say possibility. Okay, cool. You have Cal with the ability to teleport you to someplace within this existence I will put that caveat on there. You can't make your way over to Dark Dice. Please don't do that to me. Like you can only make your way here within our level of existence, okay?
Or to like the Sentinel plane, which is pretty
Yes.
fucking chill because don't we also need to go there? Wait, no, we need to go to Cicero.
Yeah, so you can go to the different planes in our existence. Yeah, you have that as a possibility.
Well, I don't know we need to go to Cicero though. Because
Rhal hasn't
told me that the Spectre told him about Cicero.
Spectres
Balance.
were being mad at each other. We have to be careful what we say around Balance, but Balance's Spectre is around, which we essentially have to guess. Anytime the Balance is in trouble, we can't talk about anything that could get Spectre in trouble.
But yeah, it could be feasibly that Balance could have sent messages to all of y'all to let you know what's going on. Like, however goes, you want to rule it out or any minds.
I don't know. He specifically said he said it to Demi and to Rhal, but he
Demi's
never said that he said it to Zaltanna. So I'm going to assume that he just didn't think that Zaltanna was important enough to know.
No. Okay, let's skip over this to the point where it's important, where everyone meets back up again.
I didn't get assassinated.
Yes, because that was too heart-wrenching a thing, and I didn't want to stop it. Like cliffhanger moment. That would have been a dick move.
Let me flex at some point. Not right now.
Flexed RP. This is what I'm
fine.
going with. You're flexing RP.
I am flexing RP, but I also have some murder skills. I just never get to use them.
Murder. I'll assassinate you next time. I promise.
Is that? Do you promise, V?
That's a DM promise. Next time you go out there, I will assassinate you. Pinky swear. No, all the pinkies.
Next time I leave the house.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So you guys can meet up again in the temple. Share news, swap stories, whatever it is y'all wish to do. Yeah, Demi's sort of like chatting with Talus and with Caden and swapping information and such. Like you three are together doing what it is you want to be doing right now. So this is your last bit before I send you on your way. So if you guys want to do something completely random, like we're going to go to Falsam, we're going to spend the next episode here too. I'll deal with that.
Absolutely fucking not.
I want to go
no
to
way.
the spa. Oh, we forgot to tell the guy bye. We should go back.
Trying to think.
So Zaltanna's going to tell Balance and Rhal about having Cal back because they were kind of worried before, and then also tell them that Cal can now teleport them to different planes of existence.
Oh,
but
good.
like definitely her, but maybe not them, but also maybe them.
I mean, some ability is better than none, so that's useful.
Yeah.
Good job, Cal. Balance is like trying to direct the words. He's not sure if it's registering, but he's like, good job.
You know it's registering. He just refuses to answer the answer Balance.
Yeah, he really doesn't like Balance.
Balance is trying to be a better person. He made it. He made up with the secretary or the receptionist.
He did. Good job.
He made up. Even though he's still a shit-ass wizard, he's still a shitty fucking wizard.
Zaltanna catches you two up on Kalimon.
Oh, also I'm going to tell them that, when I went into the temple, like, I still saw Tyr stuff, and I was like, that's kind of weird.
I mean, kind of. Are we back in the... Yeah, we're back in the temple.
Yeah, you're on the let's say you're meeting like in the foyer or something. Like everyone sees each other and just like meanders together, and this is where you are.
Okay. Balance is going to put two and two. I wonder what happens if I step back. Let's go take a look.
Well, I feel like if we all step back in at the same time, we'd all see different things, wouldn't we?
It's whoever goes in first.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of want to see. All right, let's go look because I wonder what. Oh my. Okay, let's go check.
Your guy's dead.
Well, okay, yes.
Your
I mean, not that
dead.
I really worship to begin with, but I'm curious.
Okay.
You put your hand on the door. You try and open it, and it doesn't open.
Oh.
It's almost like someone just put a door in a wall, and there's no lock, there's no engage, there's nothing. It won't budge, it won't move. It's shut.
I open it.
Little Mater is still there.
Okay.
I wave.
Balance looks kind of relieved when Rhal opens the doors and it opens.
Hilariously, Rhal, there's nothing that weighs back.
Yeah, no.
Well, I guess I don't know what I was expecting, but good at least that your deities are still doing well, I hope.
Well, yeah, I did talk to Tia like 2 hours ago or so. Well, probably more than that. But yeah, very recently I talked to Tia.
Right. They took out the god of knowledge, but it seems we're still learning a lot.
Zaltanna like looks awkwardly to the side.
What? What's with that face, Zaltanna?
The god of knowledge dying wouldn't mean it doesn't matter. It's this is why I'm not a real paladin anymore. So she like just kind of kicks the ground and like slumps.
Listen, my education in religion is very bookish. If you could feel free to educate me on the more practical side of things, if you would.
No, like literally like shit like this is why I am now no longer a paladin of Tia, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. So like that's literally it. Like
Uncomfortable about religion?
yes. Uncomfortable about the fact that the god of something dying doesn't mean that there is less of that thing in the world, because that's like the entire point, right? When you believe in a god, it's because they're like in charge of that thing. I don't know that it necessarily means that they're like the reason that like they're the reason that thing is in the world, but I don't know if it means that like I don't know if I even assumed that like Ogma dying would mean that there'd be no knowledge in the world anymore. Maybe no new knowledge though?
Well, my thought process is if Savras passing caused future seers and the like to have issues of that sort, then what would taking out Ogma do?
Because okay, so but it prevented them from doing future sight, right? But it didn't take away the sight that they'd already had. So like anything they'd seen about the future, they'd still seen. So Ogma dying is going to prevent any new knowledge from happening. But that doesn't mean that knowledge that already exists that you don't know isn't there for you to learn. Because anything that we've learned recently is really stuff that's already been in the world already.
Balance is giving Zaltanna a smile.
My
Such
nose
a
bleeds.
motherfuckingly deep episode.
No. That's the thing. Like, Balance is giving Zaltanna like a smile. Like, you could be a good philosopher yet. I appreciate that.
I went to temple for a really long time.
I had the
my
feeling
bar
this.
mitzvah and everything.
There may not be much else. Rhal?
Yeah. As Rhal gets up and gets cleaned up, you notice that as he's been cleaned up, his eyes, his tear streak from his eye where he bleeds usually, has now turned red, just like the underside of his chin. So that's kind of like that now. It just kind of looks like blood, but it doesn't wipe away. So it's still there, even though
It's
he's kind of
metal.
up.
And he also has a dragon sitting on his
And
shoulder.
you see
Not like a full dragon,
you
but
see a little tail
little
hanging
dragonling.
out of his hood.
I was thinking it would hide in his hoodie.
Okay. So I imagine maybe Balance and Zaltanna didn't notice since we were doing that whole religion thing.
Yeah. He sees you like look over and take note. He's like, okay, don't freak out.
Don't what, Rhal?
There's a small dragon.
So Spectre's gift.
Oh.
Spectre's gift?
Wait, no.
Yeah, I can do this.
I don't-
And
wait,
you
no,
just see Rhal drop to the floor.
Okay.
Okay. Rhal, as you transfer your senses to your Dragonling companion, your body still kind of stays upright. It's you would need help to walk and talk it or move it, but your body stays upright. However, Balance and Zaltanna, you notice that his face goes very skeletal. That blood red tear streak you saw before, the red scales underneath, they're completely gone. It's almost like a ghostly appearance of his flesh over his bones. It's not enough to be frightened because you two have seen this before, but you can tell this is like the part-way stage between this and what Rhal can do. Rhal, you are in your little Dragonling companion.
I ask it to wave. I can communicate with it. I don't know. Oh, you're gonna have to like tell me about it.
Is this a familiar?
Basically,
So it's a warlock familiar. Yeah.
Shit!
Familiar.
Transfer. It doesn't do anything. He just transfers his senses into it.
Doesn't
and it gives
do
him,
anything.
I mean, it can do
Familiar
favors
is
for me.
super-
It can do
Yeah,
whatever
absolutely.
a small little creature can do. Sure.
Familiars can do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
What you two see is you see the little Dragonling pop its head up. You notice it doesn't really have any teeth apart from when Rhal chooses to bear them. And you see it look up and you see it lift one of its claws and kind of like wave back and forth a little bit and then just sneak back down into the hood.
And then Rhal goes back into his own senses and
Yep.
like
And his
gives
body
it
transfers
it
back
like
to...
reaches back into his hood and gives it a little pet.
Balance is wide-eyed.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Well, what?
If it wasn't for everything else we've had to deal with recently, I would think that's crazy, but that's probably a
I
little
don't
more
know if
tame.
I can talk to it. Do you have a name? And I ask it. I don't know if I can or not. That is a question that I have as a player as well. We'll answer these all.
Draconic.
Also, wait, why wouldn't you be able to name it? It's your pet.
I figure maybe it already has a name. Spectre gave it to me.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like kind of,
Maybe
I don't know. Tyr gave me a dog and I named it.
Maybe you should have asked.
Maybe Karuna had a name.
Well, you know what? I got a lizard and it had a name and I renamed it. So, that's how pets work.
You did, and that's rude because I like the name.
Tio. Her name is Tio.
Tio. So does it reply in brain?
You kind of get more like thoughts and feelings than a specific set of phrases and words.
And I can spell with those?
You can spell.
I know I can get Tio out of like. Can it? It can
yes,
speak.
you would get the feeling that its name is something
Okay.
like Tio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Its name is Tio. Hi, Tio. Good to
You
meet
see it
you.
pop its head up and just like rub its head against Rhal's neck and then go back into the hood.
Rhal chuckles.
That's rather interesting.
Yes. It was very nice of Spectre. I don't have pain when I'm in there. So I can take a break when I need to.
That's very helpful.
That's fantastic.
Rhal wags his tail a little bit.
Aw, like a puppy.
Does it understand like Draconic or common as well? Balance tries to say hello in Draconic along the lines of what Rhal's been teaching him.
Doesn't really respond to you.
Yeah, I tried. Did I do the pronunciation on that right? I feel like I was a little bit off.
Oh, he corrects. I don't know, make a roll.
What would you like me to roll?
History roll.
And your pronunciation is just a little off. But it like to any Dragonborn, they know that you're trying to say hello, how are you, that kind of thing. But this little Dragonling is not responding to you.
He nods, and you basically got it close enough and repeats it in the correct pronunciation. But like, it's probably hard for your mouth to make a lot of the noises.
Yes.
He's trying. Balance is making an effort.
Yeah.
Tail. No, yeah. Long tongue.
Yeah.
He's not terrible with languages. Just Draconic's a whole nother ballpark.
Rhal says, it didn't say a name to me. It was kind of just like I asked it, and then it was like, yeah, okay. And then I knew. I don't know.
I mean, as long as you can communicate in some form. That's interesting, though.
I will figure out, I guess.
Could be helpful. So from here, we need to... God, there's so much going on.
Mountain.
Right, we just need to go to Darkhammer.
Dockhammer. Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Are you okay, Zaltanna?
Not excited about going home. That's for damn sure.
This is going to be an experience for you and I both.
You can't.
Oh,
It's
no.
like that song, Who Says You Can't
so
Go Home?
rough for you.
An entire gang says I can't go home.
So rough for you.
So-
To go home where people will recognize you. Oh.
Oh,
I-
Rhal,
Oh,
shove it, Rhal. I know that you can't actually go home, but you also weren't barred from your home by an entire gang that will murder you. So,
I mean,
Wait,
well,
they have
I
so
guess
much in
actually you
common.
kind of were.
I mean,
Anyway, barreling down the corridor, Demi kind of like comes down as quick as she can, like skids to a halt. Her hands are covered in like various inks and stuff. She's been obviously hard at something. And she says, "Right, okay, so ready to go to Darkhammer. Did everyone? Rhal, you look great.
hey, I feel better.
I mean, you have the little red thing, but you look much better than you did."
Yes.
Rhal, show the thing. Show the thing, Rhal. I think Demi
Oh
would
my
like
god,
that.
don't show her the thing. We don't have time.
It's
Demi,
adorable.
I have a magic thing. I think magic. I don't know.
She instantly falls in love. Like her eyes go bright and she like throws her hands in its direction and she kind of smiles, like wants to get closer to it, but it's not playing ball with her. It just hides a little bit harder into your hoodie and just like you can feel it like breathing deeply. Perhaps it's asleep, perhaps it's doing something. He even knows if it's really flesh and blood after all. But Demi seems very excited. He's like, "That's very cool.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?"
Spectre.
Oh,
What is it?
It's a creature.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that really wasn't very helpful, was it?
No.
He's able to communicate with it.
I can.
And
It's much like a pet, like a familiar,
Sure.
much like Nipt. It's a special, unique kind of creature.
oh yes, that would make sense.
And I think it comes from the stalking. I don't think Nipt comes from the stalking. I'm not really entirely sure where Nipt is or what it is, or it could be here. I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure that thing comes from the stalking.
I look around for Nipt.
It's perception roll.
Is mom spying on me right now? Mom,
Perception roll.
15. Mom, are you watching me right now?
You don't notice a green snake.
Swear to God,
Just don't
Mom.
notice one.
I'm 150 years old.
I'm 150 years old, Mom.
I don't
But
need
you'll
parental
always be
You've been in
supervision.
jail for 50 of them, son. Of course I have every right. No, but I'm going to stop that. Yeah, she believes it's probably something from the stalking.
That
It's
makes
just,
sense.
right,
That's
so
where it came from.
that's really cool. I wish I had a pet.
Should get
Although I'd
mine.
probably
I
forget
had
to
a
feed it.
pet
Or it would
once.
forget to feed me, one of the two.
I hope I can't hurt it with acid. Rhal gets concerned.
I don't think the Spectre
when
would have given
things-
you a companion who couldn't, like a familiar who couldn't deal with your acid.
Well, I'm not going to test it out.
Let's not.
No, that's probably a good idea. No, that's
Right. So, real quick, Demi, so you're aware before we go do this whole thing. So, just so you're filled in, I spoke with Dana, and unfortunately,
How did that go? Is she okay?
Well, okay. So,
Is it safe to assume you feel Demi in on everything happens with Dana?
he fills her in on everything that happened in the conversation, including the part with Trempel and the fact that he's like on our side. It seems like now, like Balance made up with him, and he seemed pretty cool with it. And
Okay, well, he's kind of an okay guy. I mean, that's why I put him in charge of being on reception. Well, I didn't really want him to be involved in it. He's a bit shady.
oh, Balance looks like he was going to say this and then stops. Like, yeah, no, yeah.
Shitty. Okay, well, I'm glad we have people on our side then. I will try and get this web creation thing sorted out by the time you guys get back from where you're going.
Good. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need anything to climb a mountain?
We're going to go talk to Rowena about that.
Oh.
If anybody's going to be able to help, it's going to be her.
All right.
I know that this was already said, but I just realized that her son's not going to have come back yet.
Nope.
She's not going to know that you've rejected her.
Not yet.
Harsh.
Balance has a suspicion though that she knew the answer regardless.
Yes. You'll find out. You'll find. So I'm going to ask the question, did you fill Zaltanna in on what the Spectre said? Did you fill Rhal in on what the Spectre said? Like, I don't remember who you told.
Let's go with yes to both.
Okay. Everyone is now filled in all the things except the Marnak stuff, right?
I will only fill them out on the Marnak thing if Marnak's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Rhal will fill them in on the discussion I had with the kids about the book and what they're going to go look at and the things that we found translating the book.
Okay.
I fill everyone in on everything having to do with Callan Morn, because that's really the only information I have that's pertinent.
Okay. All right. Everyone has filled in everyone and all the details apart from the Marnak thing, but Marnak basically says it's okay for you to tell them whenever you feel it's safe.
Okay.
But probably not in the time that you have before Demi has randomly turned up and gone, hey, there's a thing.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Demi not filled in on everything, but filled on most things. Gotcha. Okay. With a little bit of a wave of her hands, with a slight levitation off of the ground, with the barest hint of orc tusks growing out from her bottom jaw, you guys feel a tug in the back of your navel. And she teleports you all to Darkhammer. Hey, it's Taylus. So I hope that Uncle Balance won't be too angry at his brain friend for betraying him, but it's because he had family, and that's super sad. I mean, I'd be super sad if anyone killed my daddy and I couldn't avenge them or find any way to be with him. But that's okay, because no one's going to do that, because Uncle Balance and Auntie Anna and Uncle Rhal are on it, and it's all going to be good. So, we want to say thank you to William Farmer for being one of our new patrons. Thank you. You make all this doable, and thank you. You're making sure that we all get fed and watered and that everyone is happy down here. And also want to thank Uncle Thirsty, because he gave us the name Azarathos ages and ages ago, and we used it for the Spectre, and it's a name that that Auntie Volley can pronounce, so that's really, really good. So thank you for that. And if you want to talk to anyone, then you can talk to us on the thing called Twitter, and that's at TLD Pod. If you want to get hold of us, that's one of the bestest ways. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
So I've been forcefully promoted. Yeah.
Sorry, I guess.
It doesn't come with dental, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Sorry, I
Fuck
thought you should
you.
have said that. It doesn't
Does
really
he have
help.
teeth? Fee.
Yes, he's a skeleton. I'm sorry, I should have
Fee,
said
the
that.
bone
I
jokes.
don't know why. Okay,
Why would they
I'll,
not
I'll,
have
I'll restart
dental? It's the
I'll
one thing that they
no,
should
stop.
have.
Stop. But they do get a glass of milk every day. Like,
They
they
should
gotta keep up there.
exclusively just have dental. Dental is life insurance here.
Okay,
We are
I'm going to
bones.
start
We
that again.
exist
I'm
of
sorry.
them.
I realized how dumb that was as soon as I said it. I'm like, oh, God,
No, I
can't
love
say
it.
that.
Listen, keep that in.
I
No,
am.
this is getting shifted over to the blooper. I can't have that as a
I
real answer.
promise it won't be.
No, Neil, please. Don't do this.
Balance gets to be the one that does the chastising for once.
Join the chastising club with me.
Who are you
You're about to-
chastising?
Yeah, what are you chastising? Emma, how could you fucking leave me, you
Emma,
jerk?
why did you just stay at home and knit like I told you to?
Told you to be careful and watch your back, and you're doing
You
all the
did.
dangerous stuff. And look at you just go do a bunch of dangerous stuff and don't tell anybody and leave these books, and no one can
Now you're
fucking
dead.
read them but you. No one can find where you are. A nice little fucking note like, hey, I went to the grocery store would fucking do, but no, you gotta speak in codes. This is absurd, Emma.
you say
You
help,
did this to
I
yourself.
almost just spit water all over my laptop.
help Bogrim. Really? You couldn't
God
just fucking
damn it,
tell me
Neil.
who it was?
Bogrim, really?
That's the best you could do. Help Bogrim.
Oh.
Thanks.
Ugh.